Hello and welcome to this edition of Draw It and Know It. I'm Dan Letha for Reasons for Hope, and today our art lesson edition is going to feature a step-by-step how to draw a llama. Now this is a very wonderful creature, but a very unusual creature, and today I'm going to share probably some of the weirdest and yet funniest things that I've shared about an animal yet. So let's get going. All right, so today, as usual, we're going to start out with our pencil. And not as usual, we're going to draw a box instead of drawing an oval or a circle. So this is a rectangular box, so try to draw the lines about like I've drawn here. And then this box is the body of the llama. And then we're going to draw the lines for the legs, where the legs are going to go, and we're going to fill those in a little bit later. And so you got legs on this side and the legs on the other side of the llama, and try to follow where I've put the bends in those lines because those are important. Then we're going to round off both ends of the box, and then we're going to draw a neckline and then a circle up on top for a head. Kind of looks like a balloon on a string. And then we're going to draw another oval right there on that circle, but that's going to be very important to orient the muzzle of the llama. And then a line for the bridge of the nose, a line for the eyes, and two lines for the ears. And that's where the ears are going to go. And then one line to tell us where the tail is located. All right, now we're going to start filling in the neck shape. And these guidelines are very important because we're gonna draw fur or wool, the long hair that the llama has. Now we're filling in the leg shape there. And pay attention to the width of the lines, the width of the leg, kind of thick on top, and then thinner as it goes down, and then thinner down to the bottom, but where the ankle is, I guess. And then this line, the back thigh, and then straight down to thinner. There we go. And then that leg that's behind. We draw that one in. Okay, so we've got the guidelines for that. Now the back of the foot and then the front, back straight, front curved. We do the same thing on each one of these feet. Back straight, front curved, and then we're going to start in the middle, draw another curve, and go back for the toe of the llama. Now llamas are very interesting. There's the tail. It's got this kind of curvy thing to it. Then the eyes are sort of a half circle, so we're going to put those underneath that guideline for the eyes. Now we're going to fill in the ear shapes. All right, now llamas are related to the camel. They're part of the camel family, along with alpacas. And so now we have the nose. Draw a little V there, and then continue down. And then the front of the mouth, and then up goes that part. Kind of, it looks like a smile. Then the chin. And now we're going to get out our marker, and we're going to start drawing ink lines. Now draw the squiggly line for the fur, or the wool of the llama, which can be very, very long, depending upon which picture you see. Some of them have been sheared, and because people collect their wool and make garments and all kinds of very useful products out of them. We're going to talk about some of the usefulness of the llama in a little bit. But don't worry about drawing the lines exactly like I have them, but something like that. Just have some fun drawing that squiggly, furry line. Fill this llama with all kinds of warm wool. And now llamas, again, are related to the camel, but they don't have a hump. Just like the alpacas don't have a hump either, but they're very similar to camels in other ways. So we're drawing in the toes now. And llamas live in South America. And one interesting fact is that they used to live in North America too, but we don't, they're imported now, but we don't naturally find them in North America. They're very sure-footed. The areas that they live in South America, these feet are very important because they can keep the llama steady and sure in very rocky terrain. And that is also a very important quality of the llama. Now we're drawing the bridge of the nose, draw the top of the nose and that V down the middle there, and then Kind of turn that V into an M for the rest of the nose. Then the center line, go down and up, and then down and up. Then the chin. Then we're going to draw the bottom of the face or the head. More fur. And then the eye, again, is a kind of a half circle. Then we're going to fill that eye in. And we're going to leave a little spot of light gleaming in that dark llama eye. And then we're going to fill in we're going to ink the ear shapes. The llamas have these ears that stand straight up and they look very alert. And they kind of curve at the front too, or the top, so it's kind of an interesting look that they have. And we're going to darken in the inside of the ear. Make that dark part inside the ear. And then we're going to ink the tail. Again, that funny curvy tail that they have. All right, now as I color the llama, and we're gonna talk about some llama facts. So I'm outlining the shape right now so I can color it in on the computer. Like I said, they live in South America. They're mostly domesticated, so you really don't find a lot of wild, if any wild, llamas. They're very useful for man, and so we're going to talk about some of those uses in a little bit. They can carry 25 to 30% of their weight, and so in mountain regions where it's hard to carry things, they're very sure-footed, like I said before, and so they're very useful for carrying things for people. So a very, very useful animal. They're vegetarians. They chew a cud like a cow, except they only have 3 stomach compartments. A cow has 4. The llama has 3. A group of llamas is called a herd. And in a little bit, well, I've just colored the llama kind of an off-white a little bit there. The colors of the llama, now they can be solid in color or they can be spotted. They can be black, gray, beige, brown, red, or white. So you can kind of pick one of those colors to make your llama if you want to make it a little bit different than mine. Now I'm kind of rendering in or putting in some fur detail, some wool detail. Now that wool is very, very important, as I said before. Very, very useful. And they live in the range of 15 to 30 years. Most probably in the area of about 20 years is a good average age for a llama. Now, there's some very useful things about llamas, like I said, but there's some very unusual things about llamas. The good news is that if you annoy a llama, it won't bite you. The bad news is it will spit on you, and that's super gross. It's got stomach contents in its spit, and the more that you annoy it, the more stomach contents it'll mix into its spit. That's really gross. But the good news there is, too, that they don't do that right away. They got to be pretty annoyed at you to spit at you. So they'll usually warn you by sticking out their tongue first, which is kind of funny, but I'm glad that they do that. Now, their main weapon is they kick. And so, again, you won't get bitten, but you don't want to get kicked by a llama. And one interesting aspect, too, when they're being loaded to carry things in the mountains, if you put too much weight on a llama, it'll just lay down and it will refuse to move until you lighten the load. So they're very smart animals. They're easy to train. Again, that's part of their usefulness. God has made these creatures to serve man, and they serve man very, very well in some very interesting and difficult areas of the world where there's mountains and it's hard to carry things around. Llamas are very, very handy for that. Now, like I said, they're very smart, and llamas have actually been used as guard dogs, in a sense, to guard sheep. And so that's an interesting aspect of llamas, that they can be used that way. Like I said, they carry loads in the mountains, and their wool has kept people warm, and it's very soft, and it's lightweight, and like I said, it's very, very warm, so very, very desirable in different places. It's very popular. Now, these have been kind of interesting and somewhat mildly strange things. One of the kind of interesting aspects of the llama. Again, God has designed the llama with the characteristics that it has, but the people that live with llamas have gotten a lot of use out of the llama, out of more things than you might think other animals. And we're going to talk about something I've never mentioned on Draught and Know It before. It's the poop of the llama. It's very, very interesting. It doesn't smell, so that's good. You don't want smelly poop. But so it doesn't smell. The people that use llamas and have llamas use their poop for fertilizer. It's very, very good fertilizer. And then it's also a very good heat source, which I've read that it's probably saved a lot of lives, because if there's nothing else to create a fire with to keep yourself warm, then the llama pellets, the poop pieces, I guess, make a very, very good fire. And one of the funny aspects of this thing about the llama is that the poop, the people that own llamas in South America, they call them llama beans. So that's kind of odd and kind of funny. But anyway, God has made the llama a very, very special and unique animal to serve people in very special and unique ways. And so it's a wonderful creation and a blessing that God has designed the llama. And so I hope that you have been blessed by this presentation of the llama. I hope that you've liked drawing the llama. And next time when you see a llama, you probably think about it a little bit differently now that you've learned today's lesson from Draw It and Know It. So thanks for watching, and join us next time.